Welcome back, Rankers. What an interesting week of contrasts we have had in the news. And always when these big news stories breaking, I like to go to Google Insights for search to see what people are searching for. So what I've done here, I've just typed in Osama bin Laden and the royal wedding just to see a comparison. Looks like Osama bin Laden is actually going to peak over the royal wedding. We don't know how long the news cycle is going to go for on that though, so who knows. But from what I can tell, there is still a lot to come out in the news. Couple of interesting things though, and I don't know whether this means Google Insights for Search is broken or if it's actually telling the truth and something weird is going on in society. No UK searches apparently for the royal wedding, which I find a little bit unbelievable. But this one down here just amused me slightly for this one Republican, and that is that the Irish did more royal wedding searches than any other country. Now I don't know whether that means there's a bunch of Irishmen looking for opportunities to upset the royal wedding and that's why they were searching for it, or secretly the Irish are just a bunch of monarchists. I don't know. Make of that what you will. I just thought it was interesting. This week we're going to do a review of a viewer's site, and if you want your site reviewed from an SEO perspective, go and head to facebook.com Melbourne SEO/Melbourne SEO. And leave a message there for us, and we will review the site. Good-looking site, Mr. Better Pumps. Didn't leave a real name, so I don't know who they are. Couple of things straight off that strike me. Number one, yes, you've got page titles great here, except a little annoying thing for me, and that is that you don't have a space after each of these words before you get to the pi character. Really probably won't affect SEO, but it just irks me when I look at it. This is the first image on your page. Why not call it something better than header1.png, which is what you have called it? Why not call it pond pump header1.png? Assuming, of course, that pond pump is your most important key phrase, and I'm assuming that because you have put it as the first phrase in your page title. And if it isn't the most important phrase, then don't put it there. Then I'll open up SEO Xray, which is a tool from Aaron Wall of SEObook.com, and it just tells us a bunch of things about the page. You know, it gives you meta description, and this keyword, this is the keyword meta tag. Google doesn't pay any attention to the keyword meta tag, so I would probably just limit that to the 5 phrases that are actually in your page title. Just match it up. The description, you might want to make it more of a sales pitch. Sure, get the keywords in the description, that's great, but why not put your phone number in there as well if that's the way you want people to contact you, because you've got it at the top of the page here. Put it in the description tag because that's what Google will display when people go searching for you. So make it easy for the user. The other thing that, I'll just turn that back on again, I didn't mean to actually switch that off. The other thing that really stands out for me here is your H1 tags, or the use of H1 tags. A couple of things about this. They're fairly low down on the page when you look at where all the code is, and H1 is a heading, therefore theoretically you might want to get up towards the top of the code. But the main thing, if you can't do that, the main thing is what you've done here, or your developer has done, is you've got 2 H1 tags, one after another. Well, that's not logical from a document control perspective. If you're writing a Word document or any other sort of document, you're going to have a heading and then you might have a subheading, or you're going to have a heading and then you're going to have the content. You've got 2 headings here, and it looks like a bit of a technique because we've got a comma at the end of this heading, and then we start this heading with a lowercase s. So from a Googlebot's perspective, it's not going to look too great. This is probably too many phrases to try to concentrate on the front page. Therefore, maybe just break it down to 3. What are the 3 main phrases? And can you include some of these other keywords in 3 different paragraphs and have 3 different H1s on the page? I don't have a problem with that. I know W3C, the gurus of all that is holy with HTML, say though the best practice is only 1 H1 per page, but Google doesn't care. And use that there and put your keywords in the paragraph underneath those headings. Now, for those of you who have said to me, oh, Jim, Wanker, those H1s and H2s and H3s don't apply anymore. Well, what I would say to you is go and have a look at this particular blog post from the Google Webmaster Central blog, post on April 12, sharing advice from our London site clinic. I don't know where I got office from, it's not even written there. The way semantic markup is used throughout a site, including H1, H2 and H3 tags, helps us to understand the priorities of a site's content. Okay? It doesn't get any more black and white than that. And of course, for those of you that did say I was wrong about that, please note that it is Webmaster level beginner. I'm just kidding, but don't overdo the H1s, H2s and H3s. Use them logically. Don't use them like Better Pumps has used on their site. You want to use them in a way that makes sense to the document. But that's the least of your problems, as it turns out. What you really need to fix is what Google is seeing in the index. And as I've said before, my favorite tool for SEO is Google Webmaster Tools, because it will tell you a lot about your site that you wouldn't ordinarily know. And it tells you about your site from the Googlebot's perspective, what the Googlebot is seeing. And in your case, one of the things that you really need to look at is go to diagnostics, go to HTML suggestions. I'm guessing that in there you have got a lot of duplicate title tags. And the reason I say that is because if you go into Google and you type site:betterpumps.com.au, you can do this with your own site, and you'll find you've got 253 results. Now, what can be a problem with an e-commerce site like yours where you have a large catalogue of products is that they can be represented or displayed in various ways, different categories. You need to let Google know what is the original page, and you use, I won't get into the details, but I'm guessing that you've got a lot of these pages displayed 2 or 3 times. And the way that I've looked at that and found that out is that I've gone to, say, the very last page, and I'm starting to see different types of URLs. Like here we've got, what I would call the search engine friendly URL, which is great because it actually has real words in the URL. But then when we get to the end of the index, we're getting product and ID type or query URLs, which makes me think that you've probably got these pages at more than one location, which is noisy to Google. You need to fix that up. And even one of the things that you can do that will show you what I'm talking about. If I take that first sentence off the front page of your site, and if I just put that in quotation marks, which gives me an exact match for that phrase, it gives me more than one result off your site, which means even that content on that front page of your site is on 3 different pages, and I'm guessing that user logout is not a page that you necessarily want in the index, so you can make sure that tell your web developer to block that in robots.txt and get that out of the index. Now, but you've got bigger problems on that. If we go and have a look at the search rays, pom-poms, we can see here that on the front page, and once again this tool I'm using is from Aramwall, this number 1 result's got 2,700 links, but it's only got a page rank of 2. This page here has got 61 links, but it's only got a page rank of 1. If we scroll down to about number 6 or 7, we can see here this page has 2,200 backlinks, but it has a page rank of 3. Now, where you see the page rank ascending down the page going all over the place, it basically means that forget about page rank. Don't worry about it. It's only when page rank is, say, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, or it's descending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. It means that Google is actually using PageRank to help rank those pages on that front page. In this case, it doesn't seem like PageRank is much of a factor in the ranking. What is more of a factor in the ranking is the actual keyword density, keyword prominence, those sorts of things. You know, one of these pages has got 61 backlinks. If you go and have a look at those backlinks, it's only got a PR1, so probably those backlinks aren't very valuable. However, they're more valuable than yours because you have none, according to Google anyway. Google says that if you type link:betterpumps.com.au, it will show you some links to your site. It won't show you all of the links, but it'll at least show you some if you've got any, and you've got none. So get some backlinks. Open a Twitter account. Get some backlinks out of Twitter. Don't go and spam people, but let people know that your site exists. Participate in forums, which is what some of these other sites have done. Go to, say, get involved in some pool, spa, garden forums, and go and help people who have questions about pumps. Most of those sorts of forums will allow you to have a signature, what we call a signature, in every post that you make, and you just make that a backlink to your site. Start getting backlinks, get people talking about you, people will post to you. People might even copy your posts in the forums and put them on their blogs and link to you that way as well. It's about getting the message out there. And why not set up a Facebook page while you're at it and share it with your family and friends, and maybe they'll share it with their family and friends, and you'll get a few backlinks that way. Now, for those people, and I've heard this time and time again, and I don't know where it comes from, but a lot of people out there are saying that Google doesn't index Facebook. And so use the site colon trick again and go facebook.com. Okay, sorry. Google doesn't index all of Facebook. It has only indexed 2.5 billion pages. So anything that's public or anything that's shown to anyone else is going to be indexed by Google on Facebook. Private posts will not be seen by Google, just the CIA apparently. And that is it for this week's show, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.